Hello everyone, we've got another question here on the normal distribution. And it says, a manufacturer uses a machine to make metal rods. The length of a metal rod, L centimetres, is normally distributed with a mean of 8 centimetres and a standard deviation of X. Given that the proportion of metal rods less than 7.902 centimetres in length is 2.5%, show that X is equal to 0.05 to 2 decimal places. Okay, so this is one of those instances where we need to use the inverse normal distribution in order to find out what the value of Z is. So we have got here Z is equal to X minus mu over sigma. So we're going to be using this coding here in order to work out our standard deviation, okay, because we do not know the standard deviation. So the standard deviation is X. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the inverse normal with an area of 0.025. So we're going to go inverse normal. Let's get our calculator first of all onto the inverse normal. So there we go, distributions, and we want the inverse normal. And we're going to put in an area of 0.025 for the 2.5%, and we're going to put in an area of 0.025. There we go. We're going to put in a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. There we go. And we put that in, and that gives us minus 1.95. Okay, so that minus 1.95 is the Z value. Minus 1.95996 there is our Z value that we've got. So having used the inverse normal distribution, we can now use this Z value in order to work out what the standard deviation is, because the question told us that it was 7.902. So we've got 7.902, take away the mean, which is 8, divided by the standard deviation, which is X, okay? So from that, we can work out what we've got here. And we know that we're over at the left-hand side of the distribution because of the way that the question says the percentage of metal rods less than that weight. So we are over at the left-hand side of the distribution. Hence, we're using the negative Z value. Okay. So when we rearrange that and we basically swap those over, put that underneath there and put the X there, we find out that we work out what X is, and it turns out that X turns out to be 0.05000. So X is basically equal to 0.05. Perfect. So we found out what the standard deviation is. Now, part B says calculate the proportion of the metal rods that are now between 7.94 and 8.09. Well, that's nice now because we now know that the metal rods are normally distributed with a mean, and we now know our standard deviation. So we know now that our mean is equal to 8, and we know that our standard deviation is equal to 0.05. Okay, so we've got our full normal distribution. So from that we can now work out, let's work out the proportion that are in between these things. So we don't want the inverse normal anymore. We want the regular normal distribution, normal CD. Our lower, in this case, is going to be 7.94. And our upper is going to be 8.09. Okay, our standard deviation is 0.05. And our mean that we had from before was 8. Okay, so we can work that out and we get that the answer that we're after is 8.490. So therefore, the probability that we've got 7.94 is less than X is less than 8.09 is equal to, we've just found that out to be 0.849 to 3 significant figures. Okay, perfect. All right, so that's our part B done. So 3 marks done there. Now what's next? The cost of producing a single metal rod is 20p, and we've got some various criteria here about it. So we're told that if the metal rod is less than 7.94, then it is sold for scrap, okay, for 5p. If it's in between the 8.09 and the 7.94 that we've just found, it's sold for 50p. And if it's greater than 8.09, it costs an extra 10p to shorten it, and then it is sold for 50p. Okay. Calculate the expected profit per 500 of the metal rods that are made. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So first of all, what is the cost going to be? So this is part C. So the cost of producing all of the rods is going to equal 500 times by 20p. Okay, so 500 times by 20p is £100. So that's the cost of producing the rods. Now let's work out our profits. Now in order to work out our profit, we need to know what's the probability that the length of the rod, if I call L the length of the rod, that the probability that the length of the rod is less than 7.94. Well, the probability that it is less than 7.94, because remember I now know my mean and my standard deviation, is 0.115 to 3 significant figures. And then the probability that the length is greater than the 8.09, which remember I also know, and also know my mean and standard deviation for this one. So that is going to be 0.0359 to 3 significant figures. And let's just show where that's come from. So like in this case, we'd have our lower as 8.09. And again, it does vary on which calculator you're using. Just put in a really big upper limit, and I've got my mean there as my standard deviation rather as 0.05 and my mean as 8, and I put that in, and that gives me my 0.0359, which is that value there. Okay, so we've got those, that's good. So I think we're in a position now to be able to work this out. Okay, so how much money are we going to get from selling them? Okay, so from selling the 500, we're going to get 500, and we're going to times that by the probability of them being less than the 7.94 is 0.115. Okay, so we're going to get that much times by 5p. Then the ones that are in between the 7.94 and 8.09, we know that that has a probability of 0.0359, and we know that they're sold for 50p. Then the ones that are longer than 8.09, we know that it costs us 10p to shorten them and then sold for 50p. So that's a profit of 40p. So that's 0.359 times by 40p for those ones. Okay, so this is like how much we get from selling them. This is our kind of like, yeah, our turnover, as it were. So we've got these ones here that have to be shortened. That's how many there are going to be of those, the probability times the amount. We've got, these are the ones that don't need anything doing to them, and these are the ones that are too long, have to be shortened. Sorry, these are the scrap ones, and these are the ones that have to be shortened. So when we work all that out, that comes to £222.31. Okay, so therefore our profit on the rods is going to be the £222.31 that we get for selling them all, minus the cost of producing them, and the cost of producing them was £100. So therefore the profit that is made on the sale of the rods is going to be £122.31. Okay, so £122.31 is our profit that is made on the rods. Okay, almost done now, just one last little bit. So that's 5 marks for part C. And then the last bit, part D, what does it say? It says the same manufacturer makes metal hinges in large batches. The hinges have a probability of 0.015 of having a fault. A random sample of 200 hinges is taken from each batch, and the batch is accepted if fewer than 6 of the hinges are faulty. The manufacturer aims for 95% of the hinges the batches to be accepted. Okay, so what we've got here is we have got a binomial distribution. Now, why do we have a binomial distribution? Because we've got a fixed sample size, 200. We've got 2 outcomes. They're either faulty or they're not, and the results are independent of each other. So it's binomial, and we've got N and we've got P. Our N in this case is 200 hinges, and the probability of them being faulty is 0.015. Okay. All right, so we've got to work out what's going on, and it says the batch is going to be accepted if fewer than 6. So we want to work out the probability of X is less than 6. Now remember that in the binomial, that is the same as x is less than or equal to 5. Okay, so we need to work out the probability of x is less than or equal to 5 in that binomial distribution. And when we work that out, that gives us 0.91, okay, 0.917. So basically the probability that we're going to have batches with fewer than 6 being faulty is only 91%. So the manufacturer is not likely to achieve their target of 95%, because actually we're going to find out it's only 91% that have fewer than 6 that are faulty. Okay, so we would just basically say that the manufacturer is unlikely to achieve their target. Perfect. Well, I hope that was a good question there. A lot going on in that one, a lot of marks. I hope you found that helpful. Remember, if you're finding these videos useful, if you could remember to subscribe to the channel, that's going to help me keep on producing more videos. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.